Okay, in this last video on testing, we'll look at the stress testing tool named Monkey in the Android family environment. Okay, yeah, a funny name. It gets the name from the so-called infinite monkey theorem, which states that a monkey hitting keys at random on a typewriter keyboard for an infinite amount of time will almost surely type any given text, such as complete works of William Shakespeare. Okay. What that means is, if you allow a sufficiently large number of events to happen, then you will get some meaningful events out of it. Okay. And this is a stress testing. So far we have seen functional tests where we compare the actual output with the expected output and tell whether the app is working as expected or not. And especially during like meaningful input operations, like if the user types 100 and then clicks convert, and if we are changing Celsius to Fahrenheit, then it should make it 212, things like that. But there are these other types of tests that make sure the app does not show an unexpected behavior, like it does not crash or freeze, etc. Even under a heavy load or unusual inputs, like entering alphabets in place of numbers, if your UI allows it. Ideally, it shouldn't, but you should test for things like that. So in stress testing, arbitrary inputs are fired at the app and any crash is reported. So the goal here is to check if the app crashes under these stressful inputs. So this tool named Monkey is, as I said, in the Android family of things, and it can launch the app under test on a device or an emulator, and then fire a stream of pseudo-random events at it. So events could be click, touch, swipe, etc. You don't have control on that. The tool does it. If your app crashes due to those events, then you have a potential problem, right? The end user may generate a subset of similar events. Not that our end users are monkeys, but in certain circumstances, they may generate a similar set of events, and your app will crash on their face, which is like the absolute last thing you want to happen. So these type of tests are also very useful. Okay. Since it is pseudo-random, you can regenerate the same stream of events if you use the same seed. It's a command line tool, and you can provide the same seed integer to repeat the same events, and then test your app repeatedly for the same set of same sequence of events. So Monkey is a command line tool. You can customize it by configuring some basic options like number of events, etc. And you can set constraints like which app packages should be tested, and specifying event types, frequencies, etc. Okay, so it will report if the application crashes or receives an unhandled exception, or if it generates what's called an application not responding error. We'll talk about that error later, much later. But the thing to know is it will basically tell you if something goes wrong with it. And this is the simple command line interface. ADB shell, ADB is Android debug bridge, sorry, Android device bridge. And you can fire a bunch of things on it. We'll talk about it later. For now, this is all that matters. If you have installed the SDK, I think by default it installs this, but if not, make sure you have it. The command line tools are installed at your end, so you can use this. Okay. So, okay, we'll go and check how it looks. Monkey on the package, Android sample Java units, and we are sending it like 500 events. Move this away so you can all see the screen starting now. It launched it, it starts typing something, adjusted volume. Yeah, it has not clicked the convert button yet. Just entered like a huge number. Okay. Not a lot of meaningful things. let's just increase it to 1500 and see. Okay, yeah, now it toggled the switch, trying to add things to the number, right? Still hasn't clicked the convert button. Okay, taking us to different part from here. Yeah, back to the app, and monkey finished without a crash, right? So these kind of things you can do. So this, sorry, connection interrupted, maybe some Wi-Fi issue, but yeah, that's all. That's all for now. There are other frameworks for testing. Like you can mock the tests. I mean, mock the components that are that your application depends on, or use some other automated testing frameworks like RoboElectric, okay, which is beyond the scope right now. What we have discussed is good enough, but those who are interested should go and take a look at it. So RoboElectric is an open source library that supports testing your Android code on a JVM, so not on the Android virtual machine, but a JVM, a regular Java virtual machine. So it can improve the time for your UI tests, but it's not really doing UI test. So it's somewhere halfway between there. And as I said, mocking dependencies for your testing, you can use Mockito, Mockito. Those are some other popular candidates. All right. Okay, so that's all on testing. We'll stop here, and we'll use these TDD and, more importantly, the automated testing ideas in all the in-class projects and also the assignments this point onwards. Okay, thank you.